Hello, everybody. This is the Brett Davis podcast coming to you from Coronado. I'm very honored to have Andrew, of course, Gomez, who is running for the San Diego City
College District D.
There you go. I think you took the words right out of my mouth. So, why did you decide? This is the first time you ran.
Yep.
Why did you decide to run for the seat?
Because being from where I'm from, we were never promoted education. And I went back to school at 30. And I didn't go to a normal college. I went to ITT Tech. But because of going to ITT Tech, it got me into a great field, military defense.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I was able to get I was able to turn my life around.
Okay.
And it was through education. So I wanted to bring more trade schools back to the communities.
Okay.
I'm noticing that McDonald's is going to go full automation.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay.
Some of them already are.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, City College should be the first one teaching people how to fix the machines, how to maintain them, how to set them up. Let's try to get the early jump on it.
I agree. So tell me a little bit about your past life, because you didn't have an easy road, did you?
No. So I was born and raised in Showtown.
Okay.
And
that's National City.
No, it's actually the borderline between San Diego and National City.
Okay.
So I was born and raised there. In first grade, I saw the first person. My first person I seen somebody OD'd.
When you were in first grade?
I was in first grade. We lived across the street from elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And next to the elementary school was a house where people went to do drugs.
Kind of like a crack house?
Yep.
Something like that.
A dope house. And then when somebody was really messed up, they would throw them in the alley. And I seen that. And
they OD'd.
OD, see somebody die.
Were you even aware at that age what was going on?
I was.
Really?
My dad filled me in early.
Okay.
And he let me know. And he would always try to go over there and try to help people, wake them up.
Wow.
And it got to the point when I got to sixth grade, I was at McDowell science class. We tried citrus acid, really sour. It was a big, big jug. Me being me, I took it. I put it in my backpack. Don't know how I got away with it, but I stole it. And the whole purpose was when I saw somebody ODing, my dad went to go help him. I ran over there with it. And I told him to put it in his mouth. And it actually shocked at least 3 people that way and woke them up.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story that you went through. Were you involved ever with gangs or anything like that?
I grew up with the guys from the neighborhood. I know them. I still see a bunch of them. I talk to them. It's nice to talk to them and to see how proud they are that I'm where I'm at and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why, too, I'm going to City College, because a lot of these guys I know, they're getting out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
No skills. Their whole life in prison. No skills at all. They get out there told to get a job. How are they going to get a job? Nobody wants to hire them. So why not, my goal was to find out when they're getting out of prison and automatically have them enrolled into a trade school at City College so we could get them the skills to get them a job.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to cut down on the population in prison.
Okay.
Let's get these guys educated. Let's get them out in the workforce, because if they're not working, then they go back to selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of these guys. I grew up with them. You know, some of them are like family to me because they took care of me.
Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel? So, I mean, your biggest reason why you want to run is, why did you decide to run for this seat? I mean, you could have ran for city council. You could have ran for other things. Why this seat?
Education.
Okay. So you really believe in strengthening yourself through having knowledge and finding like a trade or something so you could be self-sufficient.
Here's an example. 2018, my son was born. He was 2 weeks old. Our landlord kicked us out on the street. And it was a couple of weeks before Christmas.
Wow.
So my wife went to go live with her mom and her sister. I spent the whole month packing everything I put in the storage. My goal was to sleep in my car. At the time, I didn't think my brother-in-law cared for me. And so what happened was my brother-in-law was like, here, come sleep on the floor of my house. Sleeping on that floor was the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Being a man with a newborn baby,
Mm.
nowhere to live. I reached out to someone I worked with that flipped homes, and he taught me everything I needed to know about real estate. I met a real estate agent. She taught me a lot. I started learning how finances work. I was able to start adding way more money to my 401k so I could pull it out as a hardship withdrawal. I used education to buy a condo in Oak Park. And when I bought it, it was October of 2019. With education, I learned so much, and that's why I'm big on education.
Okay.
It was able to get me out. Another thing, when I was working at Home Depot, '08, I was before the '08 crash, I used to be a pressman. '08 happened, company goes under. I end up having to work at Home Depot for 5 years. It destroyed me mentally
Really?
and spiritually. I was depressed. I'm like, I can't. Where am I going to go? I need a better job.
So doesn't Home Depot typically pay very well? Don't they have good benefits?
When I was there, I started off at $8.50. I had to join a traveling merchandise team they have
Okay.
just to get to $10.
Wow. Almost sounds like a union, almost in a way.
It was, and it was the worst place I've ever worked because people were backstabbing each other just to get so they could get a
Sure.
25 cent increase in pay.
Wow.
I reached out to ITT Tech because I'm like, I got to do something.
That changed your life, didn't it?
Yep. This is how I know God works.
Now they're not around anymore, correct?
No.
Okay. But I know a lot of the people that did go there and they ended up getting very good jobs, right?
I was there on the verge of getting my bachelor's degree when Obama shut them down. And I had to give up all my credits.
That's terrible.
And I was working my way and I was doing what I had to do because I told everybody, they were like, oh, you're going to go in debt. I'm not going to go in debt. I'm going to get that doctorate. I want a doctorate.
Right.
I want to be that guy from Shouttown that said, I got a doctorate degree.
That's amazing.
But
can you go back still?
After they shut it down, I tried to go back and I couldn't do it. I was sitting there at Southwestern College.
Too hard?
And it was just, the fire was gone.
Okay. Maybe it'll come back.
But
there's different ways to do things.
Yeah. So, but when I reached out to them to start going ITT Tech, the lady told me, I heard her over the phone. She said, come in on Wednesday. I'm like, okay. So I got there on Wednesday. And when I got there, she was like, no, I said Thursday. I was like, I know you said Wednesday. And she goes, no, I said Thursday. And it was meant to be because that's when I met a gentleman that mentored me. He gave me a part-time job as a paid intern to learn IT. So then at Home Depot, I went part-time.
I'm glad you left.
Oh my God.
What a relief, huh?
Greatest thing ever. And then I was working full-time. I was working 3 part-time jobs while I went to school full-time. And I got to meet people, turned it around and got a full-time job while I was going to school. But that full-time job made me, the first year I worked at Rady Children's Hospital IT. Glad I worked there. Saw so many things that I appreciate. When I'm with my son, I appreciate every moment because of the things I saw there.
Mm-hmm. I've had my daughter's there many times. It's an amazing place.
There was times that I left there crying.
Of course. Yeah, no, I get it. I remember seeing things too. I didn't work there, but what is it about the College Board for San Diego City that you feel is lacking, especially for that D seat that you want?
I hear that they have a great outreach and that their trade program is one of the best.
Really?
And this and that. I'm like, okay.
Out of all the junior colleges in San Diego?
That's what they said.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, really? How come I didn't hear anything about your trade school program until you told me you had a trade school program at ECC?
Okay. Do they offer trades?
Apparently they said they do at ECC. It's one of the biggest. I'm like, if you're doing outrage, Downtown's right next to that ECC. It's right there.
Yeah.
Nobody there knows about that.
What did they say?
Oh, then we gotta work on it more. I was like, have you tried knocking on doors around there and saying, we offer this and that?
Mm-hmm. What was the response?
Nothing.
Yeah.
They just told me they go to big events and then they have tables there and they talk to everybody and tell them about their City College and all the great programs they have.
You know what I think they need is they need more stories like yours, more human interest of people talking about the pain they've gone through and how they've had to go through a system that maybe they've offered. A real story of somebody overcoming obstacles where they've used the trade or whatever the program is that they're taking there. Because I think when those stories are told, I think people are more, they appreciate it and it's more relatable rather than just saying, well, we're a great college. Why are you great?
Yeah.
Right? So you're a walking embodiment of that, and you could see through that right away.
They got some good stuff there because when I got kicked out of UC high school, I had to go to Garfield.
Oh, that's a tough school.
I'm so glad that happened. I'm so glad I went there. Man, I'm so glad I went there. I was a bad person, but I met a teacher, Mr. Olson, that he opened my eyes. Because when I was at UC, I had a teacher always telling me how I'm going to end up dead or in jail before I turn 18. All the time. Always rubbed in my face. And I was on the verge of proving her right. But when I got to Garfield, Mr. Olson changed me and got me to join a program where I was able to take college classes. And so when I passed college English, I got college credit and 2 high school credits.
Good.
And it was a beginning process of it, and that allowed me to graduate on time and graduate get my diploma.
Good job. So, would say that now that you're involved with this, you're meeting a lot of very interesting people that care for things that need to be changed. It seems like we're getting more people this election that are tired of the old stuff, the old talk, where nothing's getting done. If you are elected to the seat, what's one of the first things that you're going to rally, that you're going to get behind?
I want to work more with the outreach program, the groups that they have.
Okay.
Like I said, I want to go knock on doors. I want to let the community know.
So you'll be knocking on doors.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll probably have some people help you.
Yep. And then on top of that, I heard stories from people that they're taking like land studies. And the teacher told them, this is at City College, that they were told not to salute the American flag, to salute Karl Marx.
I've heard that.
And
I've heard about this.
One thing I'm going to do is I will be like the undercover boss. I want to sit in classrooms acting like a student, and I want to see what the teachers say.
Well, it's interesting. Karl Marx, he wrote a book called Communist Manifesto, and he was for, all the money going to everybody and sharing it. That book and then his speeches and lectures, he ended up becoming a multimillionaire. So he kind of went against everything that he was telling everybody to do. He kept the money for himself. He was more of an entrepreneur than he was a communist. So It's kind of, if you look at that, it's a double meaning. So I don't really believe in Marxism.
Oh, me neither.
It doesn't work. Just like rent control doesn't work. But I appreciate you talking about what you would do. What kind of support are you getting in the community?
The community?
You got my support, by the way.
Support.
I think he's the best candidate running. So anybody that has a chance to vote for him, he's a really good guy. He's very ethical. He's hardworking. He knows what it takes to overcome obstacles. He's like an Energizer bunny. He keeps going. He doesn't stop. So I think we need somebody like him to run for this seat, and we need more people running like this. I'm sure you're getting a lot of people saying thank you for running.
Yeah, actually, I get a lot of people, and I go back to my old neighborhood. A lot of them are telling me thank you.
Oh yeah,
because
you're not going to forget.
Because they even said they want a better life. Mm-hmm. They need people to come in and take care of the neighborhood, and so my district is not the neighborhood I grew up at. That's not part of my district. But I do talk to people that I know from Lincoln Park
Mhm.
area, and they even said the same thing. Thank you, because we do need to educate our youth.
Oh, we do, and there needs to be mentorship.
Yep.
You know.
One other thing I want to do is I want to create like a skills test where we're able to go into the high schools. They take this so we can know what their strengths are.
Hmm.
So when they enter a college, they know what classes they need to focus on to develop their strengths and skills.
The Army has a test like that. It's called the ASVAB. You take that?
No, what broke my heart was when I wanted to enlist in the Marines, but I had severely bad asthma. And the funny thing was, I was told by somebody in the Navy if I would have tried to join the Army, they would have took me with my bad asthma.
Hey, the Army's there, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to be a Marine.
You know, I think everybody has a place. Sometimes we think we want something, and then something happens, and we go in a direction. But I think if you're during that time, did you ever think you would ever run for office?
No,
See,
no, I didn't. What brought me into learning about politics was Gavin Newsom locking down California. Once he did that, my wife started a salon, her and her friends. Once he locked them down, she lost everything. And I
Wow.
was going in debt, burning credit cards to pay her bills. And
trying to salvage it.
yep.
I think the state owes you guys some money.
And then on top of that, her salon's on life support.
Yeah, I think the state owes you guys some money for that. We need to find a way to get that money back somehow. Like
Something.
I think they need to try to compensate you.
And but good thing though that came out of it was, like I said, I learned a lot about politics. And now when people try to tell me like, oh, vote for Prop E, it's going to fix roads. And I know, and I've done my homework. I'm like, why do I want a 9% tax increase? Cost of living is high already.
Yeah. Well, the state of California doesn't feel that they taxes basically are the way that they live for everything. The thing I think it's interesting is they go for to raise taxes to fix the road, but then the money gets lost or allocated for something else.
Yep.
That's typically the way California does their laws.
Yep. They always do that. I don't know why.
Well, because they know what they're doing and they know people can sell it better that way. If you travel to other states, you'll notice that there's no taxes on the roads over there, and they have better roads than we do here, and we pay way more money. So, on another note, who are some of the people that have endorsed you so far?
Carl DeMille endorsed me.
Okay.
He sat me down, talked to me. He's such a great guy.
Right.
He made me feel accepted within the Republican Party.
There you go.
He made me feel like what I have to say matters.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking at this, Carl, thank you. My wife wants to tell you thank you too.
That's very nice. Who else has endorsed you besides me? And Carl.
Anna Rickwood.
Yeah, another good person.
RNHA.
Okay.
Who helped me with my first fundraiser.
Nice.
Because I'm my own campaign manager, my own finance.
Yeah. You're the mayor of a town of 20 people. You're the mayor, the chief of police, the firefighter.
Everything.
Right. That's good. You're hands-on.
I had to.
Sure.
But
you're doing it.
It's a rude awakening.
Right.
Once I got into the political, when I started running, put that way, when I started running, that's when I realized like there's so much to go into this.
Yeah, it's
and if you already don't know people and your name's not out there, you're going to be struggling.
Sure. So on a last note, what do you want to tell people that are watching this right now that maybe have never seen you? Is there anything one last thing you would like to say?
One thing I want to say is we have a lot of people struggling in the poor neighborhoods of San Diego. We need to get them educated. We need to get trade schools so they could get going. We need to get a trade school where we start focusing on more technology. I met a guy that went to a trade school, got his truck driving license, who was a gang member and was able to start a business. So now all he does is hire other gang members to give him opportunity.
Wow.
We need more stuff like that. We need to start empowering our neighborhoods.
I'd like to hear more about this guy. Maybe another time. Maybe you could come in and bring him in. You think he'd come in and talk to you?
Oh yeah, I got to try again. I got to reach out to him.
Reach out to him.
He's a cousin of one of my buddies.
Reach out to him and see if he and we'll let you interview him.
And then my own cousin started his own plumbing business, and he hires people that are ex-cons to give them an opportunity.
Well, and they probably know better, but those are all good ideas of things. What's to say, Anna Renwick, not Rickwood? Did he say Rickwood? You know, I probably said Rickwood. He knows Anna Renwick really good.
Yeah,
of course. And we were just talking about her not too long ago. But you're doing a great stuff, and I appreciate you running. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. And you know, I'm glad that we've gotten this. I'm sorry it's taking so long to get to finally do this.
Okay.
But I know your heart's in the right place, and I believe in you, and I know Anna does, and Carl does, and so just know that you have us behind you, and we believe in you.
Yeah, my day's not busy because when I'm at work, it's not work because I love my job.
Right, that's good.
I love what I do. I love the things that I do to support our Navy. Means so much to me.
Well, maybe you can give us more ideas of what we can do to improve our military event next year. I'd love to get your thoughts.
Oh, I already could tell you. You gotta.
We got to sit down and take some notes and have some lunch. We'll talk about it because there's a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But I appreciate your time, and I'm so glad you're running. And you know what? He took the jump. A lot of people talk about doing it, and Andrew's done it. And so I appreciate you, and thank you very much for running, and thank you for being on my show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me to your event.
You're always welcome.
It was amazing.
Thank you. And I look forward to talking to you more how we can help our vets.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good night. Get out there and vote. And remember, share this interview because we need to get him elected because he really does care about the people. He's a good man. Everybody take care. God bless and have a good night.